Today, on Starfield Essentials, your weekly Starfield news report, I cover my favorite paid creations in 2025. Boo hiss, paid creations are bad. I get it, but some of us don't mind paying for mods. My goal is to share the paid creations that I would recommend. I cover 7 categories of creations in this video: quests, companions, missions, factions, POIs, gameplay, and expansions. All sections have chapter markers for easy navigation and links in the description for sourcing. My name is Richard. Let's get started. Next, context. Before listing the creations, I want to share my personal biases. First, many paid creations also have a free version. If that is the case, I do not include either here. I assume you will acquire the free version if you don't care about achievements, or you buy the paid version if you do care about achievements. You can also use an achievement enabler mod if on PC, of course. So this list is only paid creations. Second, I prefer the types of paid creations that you see in my 7 categories. I tend to avoid these categories: shipbuilding, outpost building, player homes, massive game overhauls, and clothing and gear. I actually have purchased creations in all of those categories, but I've usually done that to review them for this channel. Third, although I may include a creation in this video, it doesn't mean I'm always playing it. I treat some paid creations as one-shots, or I include them with dedicated characters. I'll include that detail in the relevant creation. Fourth, I tend to prefer paid creations that keep Starfield feeling to me like Starfield. I'm not really looking for big overhauls, rebalancing, or other changes. I think one of the strengths of Starfield and Bethesda gaming in general is that it is possible to massively change your game. But for me, I'm not looking for that. Finally, this is a spoiler-free video, so I will not say anything that ruins surprises. With that, let's turn to our first category. Next, quests. I appreciate modders who can craft a solid new quest in Starfield. Our first quest mod is the Prax Dilemma. Are you looking for a paid quest mod that is not all about fighting? While I enjoy combat in Starfield, I appreciate modders who bring other aspects of gameplay to their work. If solving crimes and negotiating deals are tasks you find fun, I recommend checking out this creation. The Prax Dilemma by the Milk Artist is available for 500 credits. I really enjoyed this creation. The story involves 3 parties of miners on the planet Prax, which is in the Valos system. The story recognizes if the player has cleared out the enemies on the deserted Trade Authority star station in orbit around Prax. The story also integrates with the Argos Miners' office on New Atlantis. I did have some minor issues with how the challenges resolve. It would make sense from a narrative point of view to have certain mining parties be more favorable to the player if the player makes decisions that help the miners. Overall, I still really enjoyed the Prax Dilemma. The location is excellent, with 3 mining factions each occupying their own crater in a so-called mining park. Our second quest mod is Escape. Oh boy, this one is something else. I remember when Bethesda teased Shattered Space a year ago, and we wondered how dark and gritty it might get. The answer was not much, which was fine with me. Escape, however, might be exactly what you want if you like a little sci-fi horror. Escape by Bethesda Game Studios is available for 500 credits. This mod has combat, but it also has a legitimate escape room vibe. Depending on how you play the setting, there's probably another hour of content waiting. Escape is the sort of mod that you should play as you like the first time, and then play again with the intent to sniff out every variation. Starfield seems like a slightly different game when you play it through the eyes of this creation. Our third quest mod is Shame. This is a crime and murder mystery quest that offers plenty of combat too. Shame by Skinny Tec Boy is available for 500 credits on creations. Near the end, you will have the opportunity to join forces with a character calling himself Shame. What happens after that is up to you. It took me a little more than an hour to play this one. There's a final battle that takes place on an abandoned oceanic facility. I believe this is a repurposed, abandoned mining platform. Instead of swarmlings, there are human enemies. I did have a little trouble following the plot, and some of the NPCs sounded like each other. The voice acting at the very beginning of the quest was probably my favorite part of the whole experience. I did suffer some stability problems with this creation installed. While playing Shame, I had 2 crashes to desktop. I recommend frequent manual saves to work around any problems. I like that there were a couple different potential outcomes, and that one of the outcomes depended upon paying attention while performing the quest. I'll probably need to look at this again, as Skinny Tec Boy has updated the mod many times since release. Our 4th and 5th quest mods are The Veil and Beyond the Veil. If you're going to get one of these, I highly recommend buying both. These are by one of my favorite modders, AlmightySE, and I don't even consider these two to be my favorite of all their mods. The Veil is available for 600 credits, and Beyond the Veil is available for 400 credits. I don't want to spoil the plot, but these mods address one of the concerns that some players have about a missing component in a science fiction setting. I'll leave it to you to get the creations and see what I'm talking about. These are studio quality mods with professional voice acting. Depending on how you play, they will also add a new companion to your party. I really enjoyed these and I need to play them again with a new character. Quest mod number 6 is probably my favorite. It's Everbright, also by AlmightySE. Everbright is available for 600 credits. I think the story and lore are excellent, and the vibe fits Starfield perfectly. If you're looking for content that adds new quest material, this is probably for you. When you play, be ready for a few decent space battles, so it might be a good idea to bring some help. I'll offer 2 paid creations later that enable building a fleet of ships. Not only is the core quest in Everbright excellent, but there are post-quest activities as well, and there's 2 sets of them. It's sort of like getting more missions from the UC Vanguard or another group after completing their faction quest. There's also a new companion with great voice acting. I highly recommend this creation. I'd like to offer a 7th mod as an honorable mention, Crater 87. I bought and played this creation when Caracal first released it, but I had some problems with it. Since then, Caracal has repeatedly updated this mod. Crater 87 is available for 600 credits. I liked what I saw when I first played it, but I could not get the end to resolve properly. I plan to give it another try. Let me know what you think of this one and the other quest mods. If you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing. Almost half of you watching are subscribed, but half are not. If you want to tell the world and YouTube that you enjoy positive and honest Starfield content, subscribing is a great way to do that. Thank you. Next, companions. Here I'd like to highlight 2 pure companion creations. First is Lyria by AlmightySE, and professionally voice acted by Vivian Reed. Lyria is available for 400 credits. She has a short quest, but it's not the reason I recruited her. To be honest, when I first added her to my party, I thought she was a little annoying. Eventually I realized that her personality is a nice change from some of the more jaded or serious characters you could have along for the ride in Starfield. I also like that during combat, when hit she'll sometimes say, "Respect!" I always recruit Lyria and have her as a companion. Second is Locke by Unoctium, and professionally voice acted by Elena Wyss. Locke is available for 500 credits. This companion has seen a lot of development since being first released. She has a complex backstory, but her quest is mainly a lot of dialogue. I like having her in the party because, like Lyria actually, she does not have any moral hang-ups. She also has a working affinity system. For example, if you upgrade your ship, you'll see that Locke likes it. I hope Unoctium continues to develop Robin, possibly adding a romance option. Next, missions. Now I will share my 2 favorite paid mission creations. The goal with this category is to increase the number of mission board jobs available. Remember, this is a video about paid creations. I use many free mods to also add mission board jobs. These 2 paid creations are both by Gothos25. First is Ronin Mission Board Expansion, available for 500 credits. This creation is fun because it gives the player reasons to revisit POIs, or perhaps visit them for the first time. For example, you might get a job to find a target at Vulture's Roost, or to investigate the Reliant Medical Organics Lab on Beta Turnion 1. I remember having to visit these places at some point while playing Starfield, but I can't remember why or when. There are similar quests that send the player to other one-shot locations, like Mars Mech Factory and the Colander. Second is Catalyst Dynamic Missions, also available for 500 credits. This creation adds new missions, which might ask you to eliminate a notorious faction leader, recover valuable loot stashed in hideouts, or rescue hostages held captive by a faction. Some mission parameters are tunable in the gameplay settings menu. When you complete a mission, you may get a follow-up task. In one example, after taking down the first boss, I got a slate which activated a quest pointing to a ship with a stash of cargo to steal. This mod acts similarly to the Dark Universe Overtime mod by Chaos Nerb. I've tested both Catalyst and Overtime on the same save, and they really just fill up your mission list. My main suggestion for Gothos25 and any modder who adds missions like this is to add some sort of identifying language to your mission descriptions. I like seeing what mods are generating the missions I use. I can sometimes tell based on language, but something more distinct would be welcome. Next, factions. For this category, I'm looking for paid creations which add or modify factions. My favorite in this group is Factions and Encounters Expanded by the Wolfie, available for 300 credits. There are several free additions to this creation that I recommend using. They include the Spacesuit Asset Pack, the Outfit Asset Pack, and the patch for the Forgotten Frontiers creation. You only need the last one if you're running Forgotten Frontiers, which I recommend later in the video. When you buy Faction and Encounter Expansion, you gain access to 9 new factions. Here's a list for quick reference, with a snippet by the mod author for flavor. Pause if you want to read it all. Strictly speaking, a few of these aren't new, and they may not look that much different in the field. However, I absolutely love these new factions. It's so fun to see something other than a pirate, ecliptic, Varun, or spacer when raiding a POI. Each of these new factions also has customized gear. Some of the gear is just a colorized version of existing equipment. That doesn't bother me, because it's simply not the vanilla experience. It can be a little confusing though, because sometimes the name matches an old item, but the appearance is new. These new factions are available as mission board targets. In some cases, like Outlaw Captain from the Freestar board, the target could be a new faction, despite not having an indication in the mission board itself. I love encountering new adversaries in POIs, and this paid creation is a great way to make that happen. My second faction option is Starboard Faction Spacesuit Variety and Skins, also by the Wolfie. This creation, SFSV for short, plus an associated patch, adds Starborn to the Faction and Encounter expansion. SFSV brings some variety to the Starborn and a chance to meet them in different circumstances. Starborn Faction Spacesuit Variety and Skins is available for 300 credits, with a patch for factions and encounters, also free on creations. When you have all 3 of these creations working together, you have the chance to encounter a variety of cool new Starborn at random locations in the game. I've noticed occasions where Starborn seemed to be the only adversaries I encountered, but that didn't stay the case. Let me know what you think of this pair of paid creations. Next, POIs. Many of us who play Starfield want more POIs. The fact is that handcrafting new ones can take a lot of time, even if you repurpose vanilla assets. The paid creations in this category go above and beyond, in my opinion. Forgotten Frontiers and Forgotten Frontiers 2 are my absolute favorite POI paid creations. Both are by Mad Monkey 119. Forgotten Frontiers is 500 credits. Forgotten Frontiers 2 is also 500 credits. Each creation adds 5 new POIs. You can control how frequently they spawn via a gameplay setting. These are all combat-oriented POIs. They are of the highest possible quality, and in fact the background video I used to begin this is from Forgotten Frontiers 2, I believe. I know it takes Mad Monkey 119 months to create these locations. This is the perfect example of a mod I'm willing to financially support. If a modder is going to work alone for months to create something this amazing, I have no problem paying 100 credits per location. My last 2 POI paid creations modify the nature of existing POIs in the game. They are HBI Breakable Windows in DR's collection for 200 credits, and HBI Breakable Windows in RL POIs, also for 200 credits. Both are by Halrix. These 2 creations convert much of the futuristic unbreakable glass in POIs into a material that your weapons can shatter. They modify 21 DR POIs and 12 RL POIs. These letters are associated with the internal game references for the locations. Like Mad Monkey 119, I know Halrix worked for months crafting all of these breakable windows. There are tunable options for both creations regarding how long the broken glass remains in your game. I like these mods because I can target enemies from outside the POI. These are a great innovation, and I appreciate the work that went into them. Next, gameplay. I have one paid gameplay creation that I think is a must-have for every captain, with one exception that I will explain in the final section. This is Fleet Commander by Korodic, available for 300 credits. This paid creation enables you to create a fleet of ships and have up to 4 of them accompany your main ship wherever it flies. This is incredibly fun. Instead of taking on multiple enemy ships by yourself, you can have up to 4 AI-controlled loyal wingmen fighting with you. This creation works with SKK ship management tools by SKK Mods. Ship management tools makes it easier for me to add captured ships to my fleet. Some ships captured while playing with SKK ship management tools may or may not be recognized by Fleet Commander. The easiest workaround I found is to modify the captured ship at a ship technician and then add it to your fleet. And finally, expansions. There's one major expansion that I must mention in a video about paid creations. You guessed it, it is Watchtower by King Gath Creations for 1,000 credits. Watchtower is not a creation that I have enabled on every character, however. In fact, right now I'm not playing it. After giving the first release a try, I stopped playing until a couple patches arrived. At some point in the next few months, I intend to return to it and play it as a special edition of Starfield. There's just so much amazing content in this mod that I would recommend playing it. However, I suggest trying it on a save or character dedicated to a Watchtower playthrough. It just skirts the edge of taking Starfield in a different direction due to the all-pervasive nature of the Watchtower threat. Thank you to all the creators who made the content featured in this video. I have a dozen other paid offerings that I need to buy waiting in my queue. I hope I can get to them in the next few months. And thank you to all my subscribers. Please consider subscribing to show YouTube that you enjoy positive and honest Starfield content. Special thanks to all channel members. I hope you're enjoying our private Discord server. If you'd like to know more about membership, click the join button on the channel. There is no obligation. I use your contributions to pay for drives for capturing footage and to buy creations to review. What have you been doing in Starfield? Your insights make this channel a place for positive and honest discussion of the game. In addition to videos, I also post to the community tab for this channel on a daily basis, and we have some great conversations there. If you subscribe, you will see these posts in your YouTube feed. If you made it to this part of the video, please leave a comment with the word creations. Also, remember to ring the bell icon and select all notifications. Check out my other videos, and please tell your friends about the channel. My name is Richard. I will see you in the Starfield.